Okay, I gave you the red velvet cake. I didn't give you the sweet potato pie. And now I'm about to hook you up with this yellow cake recipe. Listen, your table going to be fire this holiday season. Here's how you make it. First, you're going to sift your cake flour with your baking powder. Now, all of these measurements will be in the caption, so look for them there. But anyway, yes, you have to sift your cake flour. It's the secret to a moist, crumbly cake. You don't want any of this in your flour. Get it all out. All these little balls, just keep sifting until they're gone, okay? Don't skip the step. And then from there, we're going to start creaming our butter and our Crisco. So this is the butter flavored Crisco, and I'm telling you, you need it. It makes a difference. And then from there, you're going to cream those with the sugar until it starts to look like this, okay? It's going to be fluffy. It's going to be a pale white, but keep going. Then you're going to add your eggs one at a time, mix them well after each one, and then stop and scrape down the sides so that you make sure you're incorporating all your ingredients evenly. Then mix in your vanilla, and then from there you can start adding in your flour, followed by your buttermilk. And what is the rule, y'all? Flour first, flour last. So start with your flour and end with your flour. You're alternating between the two, but start with the flour, end with the flour. And this is what your batter should look like. From there, you want to prepare your cake pans. These are two 8-inch rounds, and I just put the parchment paper in the bottom. Pour your batter evenly into both, and then you're going to bake at 350 for about 30 minutes. Now, here's how you tell if your cake is done. If you touch it and it's springy like that, it's probably done. You can also take a toothpick, stick it in, bring it out, and if no batter comes on it, your cake is done. Third way to tell, look at the sides. If it's pulling away, it's done. Okay? So then you're going to let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes and then take it out, put it on a cooling rack, and let that cool completely, which takes probably about an hour. Okay, so don't rush this process. You don't want your icing melting on your cake. Let your cake cool completely before you start putting any icing on it. And then I like my cake as even as possible. So I cut off this bumpy top layer. And then that way it's a flat surface on the top and the bottom. And then I take those two cakes and I split them in half. So I end up with a 4-layer cake. Now I made some chocolate buttercream for this. If you want the recipe, you'll have to go to my blog. But I just use just a regular American chocolate buttercream, and I just layer it till I get to the top layer. And then I just put the icing on the top layer too. And I am not a cake decorator, so don't be looking for tips on that. I just put a swirl on the top, and that's what it is. And there you go. You got a nice yellow cake, and what us black folks like to call a chocolate cake. Look at that. Oh, so moist. Let me get a fork so I can show y'all how this thing just, look at this. Y'all, the fork just glided straight through this cake. I promise this recipe is the one. Listen to my baby, y'all. Jordan, how was the cake?
This one was good, moist, and chocolate my favorite. Man, this one was good.
Can we see it?
Yeah.
Dang, you almost ate that whole piece. There's your chocolate cake, y'all. Enjoy.